Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski, and good morning. Welcome back to the stream recap 382, your daily source of tips, tricks, information, and conversation inside the PokeMMO community. Let's go ahead and just jump into what we're looking at today. I have the browser all set up and tons of things to talk about. First things first, we have our catch events. There is a Zangoose catch event I'll be doing today. I'm not going to cover the details because it's obviously past if you're watching the recap, but this is today at 1 p.m. ET at Route 114 in Hoenn. A lot of Pokemon to catch, a lot of big species bonuses, and a lot of big nature bonuses, so expect high storing in this kind of event. There is a shiny Zangoose up for grabs today, plus some free RP as per usual. Next up, let him paint the Smeargle event upcoming on the 7th of September. That is this Sunday. That is the first beginning day of the Ravens football season, so a very important day. 1 p.m. ET, Route 6 Kanto. You're gonna have a lot of Pokemon to catch, of course. And then shiny Smeargle is up for grabs with some free RP, 1,000 RP or 500 RP or 250, depending on your placement. Winning free RP right now before the upcoming event season, the best time to do it. They always drop some sort of RP vanities if you're interested in that during those events. So if you want to get some free RP, now is the time to do it. Now, I've covered this event once or twice, okay? But I want to keep covering it because it's a weekly event. This is going to happen every Friday is his goal, at least for the foreseeable future. Every Friday is the goal, a weekly 2-part safari catch event where everybody goes and catches Pokemon in the Safari Zone. I believe he told me, he reached out to me in Discord. I think this week is going to be Johto, if I recall. So he's going to be catching Pokemon, Johto Pokemon in the Safari Zone and then using them raw. No EV training, no items, I believe. Let's see, no items, no abilities, no nothing. And using them raw in a PvP tournament. I love this feeling, this aesthetic of catch wild Pokemon and use them in a fight is just so cool to me. I love this. There's some really cool prizes, free donor statuses, shiny charms, 5x31 competitive Pokemon, a little bit of RP. Really cool, unique event. Definitely check it out over on the forums under the unofficial events. I always say if you want to see upcoming events in PokeMMO, check out the official events page on the forums. This kind of stuff is under the unofficial events. So to do a little bit more digging. All right, next up. This is an old post, but I wanted to cover it because it is really funny. This post just says, change back Crown Cosmetics. For those who don't know, about, I want to say a few months ago at this point, like 3 months ago at this point, back in July, PokeMMO released a pretty big summer update that did a lot of things, introduced a lot of content, the encounter counter being one of the biggest ones. But they also changed some vanities. And this was one of the vanity changes. Now, some of the vanity changes are amazing. I really like the conical is the big one everyone's talking about, as well as there's the red Oni mask. I like the old red Oni mask as it was goofy, but the new one is objectively cooler and edgier if that's your preference. I like the goofy one, but this one's better, you know? There were a lot of vanities changed. You can actually find the whole list over on the patch notes, or I have a video covering the patch notes and covering the changes somewhere on my channel. But this is one of the goofier ones. The left is the one before the change, and then the one on the right is post change, and they kind of said it the best way they could have, where it looks like he's been given a brain tumor, which is pretty rough, but it is what it is. Someone was trying to say they're based on calorics or whatever, but I don't actually think that's true. I'm sure they maybe are, but the reason why I don't think it's true is that we already have calorics vanities in PokeMMO. Why would we have more of them, right? Let me try to find the yeah. Let me show you guys this really quick. I don't think that these ones are after, because we already have these. These are already based off of calorics. We don't need every crown to look like Calorix's big ass head. That's goofy as hell in my opinion. I don't know if this was ever changed, but I feel like I haven't updated on this story, but I really hope this did get changed back, or at least did get changed, or will get changed back in the future. Yeah, this change kind of is unfortunate. I don't know who thought it looked better. It's subjective. It is what it is. Next up, I think stuff like this is really funny. Get your bag, King. Do what you want to do. There's nothing wrong with this. I'm gonna laugh a little bit at this service, but there's nothing wrong with it. Let me make that really fucking clear. Big vanity rental service. It's become a thing over the past 1 year or so in PokeMMO. It's a pretty brand new concept. People are renting out hyper expensive vanities in PokeMMO. If you don't know, there are vanities in PokeMMO that are worth billions. I'm talking like some of the most expensive ones being like 15 to like 30 billion Pokeyen, worth more Pokeyen than any of us will ever see in our entire lifetime, right? I've played the game for 12 years. I think the greatest net worth I've ever acquired is like 6 to maybe 700 mil on the main account. I've never even gotten to 1 bill, and that's if you include everything, all my shinies, all my competitive mons, like every item in my bag, like everything, right? Yeah, it's a little bit of trust, but also, I mean, the big thing is, I think, I could be wrong, I bet you it's just backed up by the devs. Like, these items are so expensive and so rare that if someone stole one of them, it would be an immediate red flag. The dev, like, as long as you get it in writing and you're like, hey, I'm renting you this thing until whatever, do you agree with that? And the person tries to steal it, that person's just gonna get banned. They're gonna bring the item back. Like, it's just not gonna work out. Like, scamming is against the rules in PokeMMO, which is not the case in most other MMOs, because you have to play a lot of he said, she said, and like, you have to play detective for each case. In PokeMMO, scamming is against the rules, which is not the case in a lot of other MMOs, right? So, you have a little bit more protection, not amazing protection, but a little bit more protection when it comes to this stuff. But what's crazy to me is almost everything is rented out. That's what, like, I was looking through this and I was like, oh my goodness. The only thing not rented out is the Desu Lab Coat, which makes sense. It's like the rarest vanity, the Desu Lab Coat colored. It's the rarest vanity, or the party hat's actually the rarest, only one of those that exists in the entire game, and Teresa has that. It's like the second rarest vanity in all of PokeMMO, but it doesn't look that good. I think that's the problem, is that nobody really likes the look. The E-Storm people love. It's like the go-to hair, the, like, you know, lightning, you know, craziness. But this is 60 mil Pokeyen a month just to rent. The E-Storm, 38 million Pokeyen a month just to rent. This guy is mega, like, if you count all this up, now all these items are worth a shit ton, to be fair. In the billions, it's hard to track. I'm not gonna, I don't want to quote prices, because sometimes in the past people get mad at me if I quote prices for these items, because I'm just guesstimating, but some people take that number very seriously because I'm, you know, a content creator. I don't even want to name, you know, exact prices. I just try to, like, eyeball it, you know, or for what I hear from the high level players. Anyways, let's calc how much he's making a month right now on renting, right? If he can rent all of this out, 15, I'm not going to count the lab coat because it's not rented, right? Plus 10, plus 11 for the 7, plus 4, plus 3, right? Right now, he's making about 100 mil Pokeyen per month. 100 million Pokeyen per month by renting out expensive vanities. This is fucking genius. I always, like, people wonder how you get crazy amounts of wealth in PokeMMO, and PokeMMO is absolutely a richer game, the same way like any market is. It's just what you have to kind of either join it or just be sad. Like, there's no, like, it's just insane. It's the way it is, right? But at least in PokeMMO, unlike real life, we're all born in Pallet Town. We're all born in the same circumstances in PokeMMO. We all have the opportunity to, you know, that's like the nice thing, right? So you have a better chance in PokeMMO than you ever will in life. But damn, dude, it's just crazy. 100 mil a month by just sitting on your butt. Like, he doesn't have to play the game, and he's pulling in 100 mil a month. That is amazing. And look, everything's rented out until the 8th of September, rented out until the 8th of September, rented out until the 3rd of November, rented out until September, rented out, like, these are crazy. I think this is so based. I respect Act shit a lot for this. It's quite a fucking businessman. Talk about fucking mogul moves, bro. It's pretty based, man. It's pretty based. It's not the same it's not, okay. Yes, technically in PokeMMO, if you started earlier, you have a little bit of a benefit. If you have money IRL, it's the most fair playing field you'll ever be given. It's not 100% fair. I'm not trying to say that. It's kind of like a nerd emoji, like, I'm actually Patrouski. It's not actually 1,000. Yes, of course. Life's not fair. Join the club, okay? PokeMMO is the most fair playing field you'll ever be given in life. If you start complaining about the PokeMMO market, you might be cooked IRL. It's the most fair playing field you'll ever be given. This is crazy. This is really crazy. Shout out to him. Very crazy. Wanted to show it off. Wow. Okay. Next up, this is PokeMMO.info. I don't remember. To be fair, I feel bad. I can't really credit. Someone linked me this website a long time ago, and I forgot about it, and I don't know who it was. If it was you, tell me, and I want to credit you appropriately. But someone has been working on and made this website, and I mostly just use it for the roaming legendaries. What I love about it is PokeMMO Zone got taken down. For a lot of people, I think, know that at this point. PokeMMO Zone, not taken down, but PokeMMO Zone, like, the owner wanted to end it, right? Understandably, he's not playing the game. So I've started using PokeMMO.info, to keep track of the legendary spawns, and that's the way that I do it now. So I think this is sick to see. Really cool, helps me. It's an easy way to keep track of certain little details, information. It's got some stuff. It's pretty, I don't want to say bare bones, but it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress website for sure. But I like the legendary stuff a lot, so I wanted to shout that out. Next up, okay. Next up, this is kind of funny to me, okay? And I don't normally check the competition alley a whole lot because I'm not a PvP player. And I want to qualify this a million times here. I'm not a PvP player. So maybe this guy's actually a genius and I'm incorrect and this guy's Giga Brain, okay? But I thought this was a little funny. This guy made a post saying Metacham equals sharpness delayed 2, and it was released on April 1st, which made a lot of people think it's a April Fool's joke, and I still don't know if it is or not. Metacham is actually very similar looking to Delayed, okay? Don't get me wrong. Metacham is also a psychic fighting type Pokemon, very similar to Gallade, and it gets pure power, which doubles its attack stat, right? So it ends up with a similar attack stat to Gallade. Let me show you guys. Metacham has a 60 base attack and 80 base stat speed, and then no bulk, right? Gallade, not in the items bag, what the hell? Pokedex. Gallade is a Pokemon with 80 speed, 125 attack, and then sharpness, right? So they had like similar damage numbers, but I believe that Gallade is still doing more damage. Also, Gallade has 115 Spadef, which is really important. So if you don't know, Gallade with sharpness was so powerful it got banned. They actually tried to rework it so many times. At first they had sharpness come in and do the 50% boost of slicing moves. Then they changed it to 40%. I think that was still too strong. Or they either changed it to like 30% and then 40%, and then they've tried 30, 40, and 50. None of it worked. It was either too strong or too weak. So they ended up just banning, go over to bans. Sharpness Gallade is just banned in OU. It's just too difficult to balance, too strong, you know. It's just a tough Pokemon, right? It's a tough Pokemon to get right. So this person is claiming that Metacham is basically the same thing, which is really just not true from my understanding. If you play a lot of PvP, which, you know, it's not totally fine to have a different opinion from the average person, yada yada yada, right? That's fine, okay? One of the biggest things is that Gallade gets Swords Dance and Metacham doesn't. That's a huge one. It's also that Metacham like has to be Choice Scarf to make up for its speed for the most part. You can go like Choice Band or Life Orb, but it's pretty greedy. Versus Gallade gets to be Swords Dance plus Life Orb and Shadow Sneak, or Choice Band or Choice Scarf, or like Gallade can do a lot of different things and be really threatening, which is what makes a really strong Pokemon. That's why Garchomp is so good, because Garchomp can do so many different things effectively. When you check Garchomp's usage data, you see that, oh, he's like 25, he has like 4 different builds that all work. He could be Tank Garchomp with Rocky Helmet Rough Skin. He could be Life Orb Sweep Garchomp, right? He could be Mixed Garchomp with Fire Blast or Draco Meteor. He could be Scarf and just outspeed your own Garchomp. Like, you have to watch out for, or Dragon Gem Draco Meteor, Leftovers. He has so many different ways you can build him effectively. That's what makes him super, super strong. But anyways, so I saw this guy's post and I thought it was a little hyperbolic. I'm no PvP player, so what do I know, right? I thought it was a little hyperbolic, but then I checked the competition alley, which is like the PvP forum thread. I thought it was a little funny. If you scroll through, you see this guy's name pop up a few different times. Conkeldurr is a beast right now. Should Weezing be getting more usage out of Size Assault? And I think Conkeldurr is strong, don't get me wrong, from my understanding. He has 2 different posts talking about Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr is very good right now. Do we need more second types? Metacham equals sharpness delayed 2. There is literally no way to stop Venusaur in OU. Why is he in my opinion, when one person is like, dude, this Pokemon's broken, this Pokemon's broken, that one's broken, to me it's like, okay, you just lost to that Pokemon. And you're like every week he's changing what Pokemon he hates and is broken. It's a red flag to me. It's a little silly willy, a little funny wunny. I thought it was a good meme. So I just thought it would be funny to talk about. That person may be a Giga Brain and correct, but there was some funny, like, what was the one of the, let me go back. One of the funniest posts. We're getting a little gamer, okay, here, but this was, somebody just responded to this. There was like a bunch of dumb discussion. Like, okay, like Double JJ, one of the most legendary PvP players in PokeMMO, being like, okay, this guy's just trolling, my bad. And like all these different calcs and like some really funny conversation. Pretty big difference like between the defenses. Someone just threw in like sexy Metacham. I don't know. This made me laugh. There was some dumb shit happening. Anyways, that is all of the main intro stuff I wanted to cover today, except for one more fact, okay? We hit, I don't know if this is a full-on PB, to be fair, but this is crazy in my opinion. This seems like a PB to me, and I think Mist really put it into perspective, okay? The PokeMMO Twitch category this morning, when I was starting up my stream, the category has 485 viewers right now. Do you know how crazy that is? Yes, Oso said it's now at 550. That's got to be a PB. That's got to be a personal best. 550 viewers are watching PokeMMO streams right now during a slow period in the game. That is number one, insane. Number two, it's insane because Mist said, and this is so unbelievably true, Mist was just saying in chat, 4 years ago, our PB was 20 viewers. It was like, people don't realize how far PokeMMO has come in just 4 short years. 4 years ago, there was like nobody that streamed PokeMMO. I used to follow every single PokeMMO streamer because there was so few of them. And then on average, you would see someone maybe with like 10 viewers or 20 viewers, and that was the peak of the category. We're now getting over 500 viewers in the category, and it's during like an off-season period. It's just amazing to see. We got to count our positives. There's a lot of negativity. It's negative sentiments in the world right now. You got to shout out those positives and appreciate that. That is a really, really beautiful thing. Okay, I think that's genuinely everything. Let's jump into some actual Jimmy runs and PokeMMO gameplay progress. Danny says, I feel like I might have kind of a controversial tip. We're talking about how it's so much harder now for early game beginner players to make Pokeyen, and how instead of being a beginner player, you just rush to mid game instead of, you just like ignore money making entirely as a beginner nowadays, which is kind of unfortunate due to like catching for profit being so brutalized. And you move straight to mid game and go to like Jimmy runs and trainer runs. But Danny says, I have kind of a controversial take for early, but for early game players, like with 1 or 2 regions done, I feel like money making methods should be kind of weak for them. I think that's fair for the most part. Like payday stuff being like 150. I don't know if payday is 150k an hour. I think payday is closer to like 120. You can do a Jimmy run at 1 to 2. Like, I think even like 1 to 2 regions is like you're reaching that mid game level of play to some extent. A lot of people used to ask for, it's kind of both. It's kind of early and mid game depending on what you have and stuff like that. Let me finish Danny's sentence though. 150k hour is a lot for that kind of player. I do agree, like, yeah, for sure. It's bad once you get to late game, but for the early game, I feel like the options are there. I feel like the options are there, there's just not as many options. I think that's the problem. I used to really like that you could almost catch any Pokemon in PokeMMO and make 150k Pokeyen per hour. I thought that was really, really cool. You could go catch your favorite Pokemon and probably make good profit. That is no longer the case. I liked the diversification that you had as a new player playing PokeMMO. You could go to so many different locations and options and make profit. It was, you almost could make profit just stumbling through the game, which it was good. It was good, man. It was good. The market was super active, but nowadays it feels like we've just obliterated catching for profit. And I think catching for profit was strong for new players, but I don't think it was busted. You could make like 150k to maybe like 200k an hour at certain Pokemon as a beginner player. There were certain times where like Pikachus or Torkles would get up to like 300k per hour, but that was mostly because it was a market gap and people like weren't paying enough attention to like Fairy A group, or for Torkles it was Drought Torkles for Jimmy runs. So there were times where it was super good, but I feel like beginner players making 150k to 200k an hour, it's really good. Do they really need that amount? Probably not, but I liked the flexibility. I like the options versus nowadays as a new player. If a new player asks me how to make Pokeyen, my response is usually just try to get to mid game. Like there's just not, there are some options, but there's so much effort to even start making money, and you just got to unlock Jimmy runs. Like it sucks that no one wants a homogenous money making economy, in my opinion. You don't want one thing to be like the best thing. And Jimmy runs aren't the best Pokeyen per hour in the game. Flipping and breeding for profit, and there are things that make better Pokeyen, but it's still like, it's the best because it's really consistent. Anybody can learn it and do it. There's different levels to it. Like it's just very open access and very consistent. It's pure yen, right? So I think Jimmy runs end up being the best money making method in the game. Everybody can load up, make 300k per hour, pretty easily. There it is, right? Yeah, so it's just tough. It's tough that I don't like being able to tell new players, oh yeah, there's like not many good money making methods for you right now. Just get to mid game and make a Jimmy run team. That's a big. There should be a more streamlined line of progression. That should be like, if the line of progression should be like a pretty good ramp, and then once you get to end game, it should go up like this, which is how most MMOs work. But right now, it feels like the line of progression for new players is like a flat line, and then mid game, and then a flat line, and then end game. That doesn't feel healthy in my opinion. That's kind of where I'm with the current market, personally. Someone said, yo, the shiny rate on this game is crazy. It's what makes it beautiful, man. People shiny hunt in PokeMMO because they want the high rates, because they want the difficulty. They want, you know, all that friction. It's what makes the shinies valuable. It's what makes the shinies meaningful. The harder you work for something, the more valuable it is, the more important it feels to you, and the more you have to overcome to do something, the more you care about that achievement. Yeah, good little point to top that off. Pat, what are your favorite Leppa spots to shun? I haven't done any in a long time. I've been playing the Iron Man account, but it's a great question. I love Golett, shiny Golett / Golurk. Really underrated shiny hunt in PokeMMO. Time Swipe 4 with Leppas. Dratini's a common one. Larvitar, pretty common, good one. What's the other? Oh, there's a bunch of others. I really like Lantern is good. Delibird down at the bottom of that one ice cave. It's split between Delibird and Jinx. Underrated times 5 Leppa hunts. Those are the ones I think of. I think Sigilyph is a times 3 Leppa, and it's also like 33, 33, 33 at that spot. I haven't been there in a long time, to be fair, but Sigilyph is a really cool times 3 Leppa. Maractus, I love the underrated shinies. Maractus, really cool times 3 underrated Leppa shunts. Great question. All right, I don't know why. I don't normally do this, but I went through the effort of counting every single Pokemon for this upcoming catch event in about 24 minutes, and I think I've discovered one of the best strats. Not the best, but one of the best strats. You cannot quick ball, you cannot nest ball these Pokemon off the bat. The catch rate's like 60%. It's just way too low, but instead, you can False Swipe and Nest Ball and get 100% catch rate for Zangoose, Nuzleaf, Lombre, and Seviper. And then for Seedot, you want to either, in Seedot and Lotad, you want to Nest Ball immediately. You don't need to False Swipe them down. Or you could go ahead and False Swipe plus Pokeball if you want to save some Pokeyen and not do Nest Balls, which honestly might be what I do. We'll have to see. But so these are the strats that I've come to for this event. I'm going to keep this up over on the side just to remind myself. The catch event will begin once again in about 23 minutes. Some says the Viper is minus 15 points. Yes, that is true. However, now normally I would say catch minus mons for the extra rolls. That's not, minus 15 is too strong. I don't actually agree with that take for this catch event specifically. However, I do agree with, if you want to go for 4th place, which is a totally valid thing to shoot for to get some RP, that's the lowest point thing, right? So you do want to go for Viper if you care about going for 4th place. On an Iron Man account, I'll take any RP I can get. One of the RPs that I earned, that's how I got my Fly Ocarina, was from winning 4th place in a catch event. So I'm going to happily catch the Sevipers because I don't mind going for 4th place, as well as Sevipers in the Dragon Egg group. So it's actually also a really good egg group breeder for an Iron Man account. As a main account, you might want to think about, is it worth for you to catch Sevipers? Use your Nest Balls for that. That's up to you. It's a personal decision. That's a tough call. Good luck to everybody participating in the event in about 20 minutes. Okay, some people are talking about whether or not you should egg hunt shiny Bagon, and I severely recommend against it. I would severely recommend, do not egg hunt Bagon. If you want to, you can. At the end of the day, doing what's fun for you and what you enjoy is super important. Do that over efficiency. But it is important to understand the efficiency arguments, right? So single encountering Bagon, right? It's a 20% chance spawn. It says rare in the Pokedex, but if you pop lures at the deepest part of Meteor Falls, and then you pop lures, there's a 2% chance, I believe, of Bagon and Shelgon. It's like, I don't think it's 30%. That seems really high. It's been tested a lot. I think it's around like 20 to 22% chance. It's a pretty high chance for a rare Pokemon, right? So it would take around 5 single encounter shunts. Each single encounter shunt is 100 hours, right? So that's 500 hours to shiny hunt Bagon. Obviously a very tough shunt. I don't know how much egg hunting takes nowadays because it's been changed actively recently, but it's more. I can pretty confidently say it's probably over 500 hours, but I don't know if it's that much more than that nowadays. To be fair, I don't know the new numbers on eggs, right? But even if it's like, let's say eggs are 400 to 600, right? I don't know how long it takes nowadays. But single encounter hunting for Bagon would take 500 hours. Okay, but it would also take 500 hours of expert lures. Now it takes about 15,000 Pokeyen per hour to pop expert lures. So it would cost you 7.5 million Pokeyen, and 500 hours to shiny hunt 1 shiny Bagon single encounters if you single encounter hunt it, right? And you would end up with 4 other shinies along the way. If you egg shiny Bagon, it's going to cost you 180 million Pokeyen and the same, if not more, hours to hunt it than single encountering. And you don't get 4 other shinies along the way. If you want to egg hunt it, go, efficiency is not everything. I want you to pick what's best for you and what you enjoy, but I would never recommend somebody else egg Bagon. That's where I have to kind of draw the line. I just fucked up. Whoopsie, that's okay. But yeah, I would strongly recommend single encountering for a shiny Bagon, Sheldon, Salamence versus egging. Great example of numbers to bring up by people in chat. Alrighty, fellas, the catch event has officially begun. We're gonna be using nest balls for this. I have this Zangoose prepped. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I did synchronize this. Yeah, good luck to everybody. There's a Twitch Gamba up for anyone who wants to bet on the catch event. Let's see. I'm feeling good about this one. I'm feeling ready to lock in and ready to hopefully do well in this event. Gentle. Oh, okay, never mind. It's fucked. This event's over. The Zangoose sucked dick. Anyways, next catch. All right, I think the event just ended. I don't know if this catch will even count. That's okay. I have a chance at 4th place. I'm gonna go make sure I whisper Enzo, my king. Adamant. The Vipers are rage baiting everybody. Like everybody's in like 150 Adamant Vipers, so it's like a huge points, and then minus 15 for Viper. I'm gonna go grab my Viper that gives me a chance at 4th place. I don't know if somebody beat it or not. Let's see how many Pokemon we caught. Our release box is full, and then our box 2. We caught a lot of Pokemon. Whoa, like more than I expected. We caught like 80 Pokemon in that event. Holy shit. Over 1 Pokemon a minute? I was expecting that to be a lot slower. Is my math wrong? That feels insane. Wow. Okay, let me find that one Viper. Throw my Flex Corsola away for the time being. I think I named it 16, didn't I? I named it, I believe. Yep, okay. I like to name certain mons like that. Here it is for those who have not seen it. It's Rash, Viper. These are the stats. It's 31 minus 15 for the species bonus. So, but it's only a 31. I think it's unlikely this wins 4th place, but there is a chance. I think people are less likely to what's the word? Go for 4th place in this event because it's such a severe. Usually people like accidentally get 4th place, but in this you kind of have to like go for it by catching Vipers. I think a lot of people may have not caught Vipers. I'm gonna whisper it to him like this. Wait, did that work? You not whisper mods in the whisper window? My whisper went through here, but then I don't see it in the whisper window. Huh. Strange. Anyways, I'll hopefully see you guys with the catch event results and cross my fingers for 4th place. Some extra RP would be phenomenal. Dude, this is so funny. It's pretty rare / hard to get like a good thumbnail on your Twitch stream because it's just a random chance of that happening or whatever. This is a perfect. I can't imagine a better Twitch thumbnail, dude. I will not be interacting with rage bait. This is so fucking good, man. We're turning over a new leaf, okay? We are tranquil Tuesday Patrouski. All right, results are coming in, fellas. Gurzo said results are in. The first call is the most important one. I'm trying to move my webcam out of the way temporarily here. Oh shit. Because 4th place is the most. I think it's the first one they call. That's the most important one. Let's see. In 4th place, I couldn't beat that. 7. I said it was possible I had a chance at 4th place, but unlikely. A 7? Dude, nice catch, Tarista. I will not be placing in this catch event, fellas, which makes sense. I was literally joking about, like, if I place in a 3rd catch event on the Iron Man account within 3 months, people might fucking come for my ass. People might, people are already like, oh, come on, but you've, done 2, like, there, it's okay. It makes sense. Good on him. I'm glad he won. Congrats to him. And then 3rd place, we have In 3rd place, we have Usain a Prout. I'm gonna call you Prout. Prout's a cool name. Prout with 178 for 3rd place. We expected these points to be higher. This makes sense because of all the different species bonuses. 2nd place, Hedoran with 179. Congratulations. And then in 1st place with a 190. Now, we expected higher scores. The jump from third and second being 178 to 179, okay, reasonable. The jump from second place to first place being 179 to 190 is crazy. Yes, 190 is an insane first place catch. Congrats to him. That is fucking nasty. That is a beautiful, beautiful catch. Congratulations. That is the Zangoose catch event over. Definitely a wild success. I still got a lot of great breeders, and congrats to everybody who placed in the event, and good luck next time on the upcoming Smearl event this Sunday at 1 p.m. ET. Alrighty though, fellas, a quick little 3.5 hour stream, and I just want to go ahead and call it today, fellas. A lot of progress today. Catch events. How often? Yeah, catch events, like 3 catch events a week on average, I want to say. There's 1 scheduled right now, and probably 2 more will become scheduled very soon. But I'm going to call it there. Thank you guys for watching as per usual. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Dislike if not. Subscribe for daily Pokemon videos. I do upload every single day. Follow me on Twitch for streams, usually Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. Discord's down below if you're interested in that. If you want to go above and beyond and support the content, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo donations, as well as Factor is the best way to support the stream. If you want to get some awesome food, try something new, and get 50% off of that food, 50% off food, pretty good deal in this economy. Check it out. First link in the description, and it's the best way to support me. Thank you guys for watching. I will probably see you guys tomorrow, and for now, have a good one. Peace of Reno. Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here, and I wanted to take this time to say thank you to everyone who goes above and beyond and supports my channel. Your names are all listed here. You make it possible for me to make helpful and mildly entertaining content for the game that I love and make it available for free for everyone to enjoy. Thank you so much for allowing me to even be here.